Good morning, YouTube. Today is the 1st of May, 2025, and this will be our first YouTube video and our first garden tour. So our summer was very rough here in Western Australia, and we didn't have a lot of crops come through this year. So we did get a lot of pumpkins, zucchinis, things like that, but everything else pretty much died. So I wanted to be able to show you what happened with the garden, and then every week I'd like to document how we go from there and what it will end up looking like. So if you're ready, come on, let's go have a look. First, we'll say good morning to Smudge. He's just getting up for the day. You'll see a lot of him. He follows us through the garden a lot. Come on, Smudge. Thought I'd show you this mandarin tree. It's done really well over the summer. And I noticed just here, we have mandarins, little tiny ones. Just here. And down here. And even over here. So that's exciting. So that's very exciting. You don't understand. That means a lot. As you can see, we're pretty bare. These trees made it through. I've got a couple of plum trees here that made it through the summer. And they did quite well. They actually gave us a lot of fruit. So that was excellent. And then we have this garden bed here. It looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. It was a tomato bed. So I had tomatoes in here and they didn't stand a chance. That heat was just too much. Summer heat here in WA, where we live in the wheat belt, can be really, really brutal. Summer before though, I got a lot of tomatoes. Wasn't in this bed though. Maybe that's the problem. Not sure. So this was a new bed the kids helped me put together. And we're going to relook at that and we're going to build up that soil because you can see there's not much there. It's dry. There's nothing. There's no nutrients. There's nothing left. So we've got to build that back up. Some manures, nutrient-dense soils like mulch and things like that. We'll get that one back up and running with something new in it. Not quite sure what's going in that one yet. So look at this. The weeds grow. Of course they do. Now, like I said, it's messy out here. So don't worry about that. It's just when summer hits, we take off. It's just too hot to come outside. And when your plants actually start dying, it's heartbreaking. Really is heartbreaking. So this bed here, what we had in here was lavender. Had quite a bit of lavender in here. It survived through the summer. It's looking a bit rough. So we're going to fix the soil in this bed as well. We lost a banana tree. It was right here. It just hadn't been doing well for about 2 years. I don't know, it just didn't matter what we did. It just didn't do well. So that was it, the remains of it right there. You never know, it might come back, I doubt it. This bed here, quite a decent sized bed. Now we had zucchini up here. They did do really well at the very early part of summer. So the zucchinis took off. They took off better than anything else in my garden. And we had a lot, and I gave away a lot. And then what I actually did was, instead of getting out my harvest, which I should have done, I left mine in there a bit too long, and they were really woody, so they ended up going to the chickens. But I would definitely grow. I've grown zucchini quite a few times out here, and it comes up beautiful every time. Now what we've got here is the remains of some beetroots that were actually in the end of this bed here. It's been in there that long. I don't know if you can see. It's gone white. It's just like a really strength. It's still growing. That will all come out. And these are the remains of some spinach that was in there, and that's all going to come out. And we'll revamp this bed just as we did the other one. So the plan for the winter bed, I think what we'll be doing is we'll be putting things in that we eat a lot of, and things like cabbages, broccoli, cauliflowers, leeks, onions, spinach, garlic, those sort of crops. They do quite well here, or they have done in the past, so we'll see how we go this year. These did really, really, really well during summer. These herbs just, they grow, like nothing kills them. They do really, really well. That's a citronella there. So I think the chickens like to get under these. They get under there and they love it. They get out and fluff their little feathers and get under there. This one here is wormwood, and it just grows like crazy. Now, I was going to cut it back before summer, and then I didn't because my daughter was saying, oh, the chickens love to get under there, which is fantastic. I love that. But we did have we had a few snakes coming up here, and I think this just will attract them. So I will be cutting this back soon and getting that ready for winter, but also for next summer I'll probably cut back again because it grows like crazy. Now this one here, we're going to be using it to put something in as well, but at the moment it's just a round bed. We're using composting in it at the moment, so I'm just chucking everything in it, compost it down, and eventually when I'm ready, we'll add new soil and manures and everything to that. So we've chucked everything in there, from cardboard, boxes, paper, weeds, everything, leaves, you name it, it's been in there. That should come into a nice little bed for us. It's quite large actually. We lost some of these fig trees, and I'm not really happy with the fig trees that we lost. The summer just took them out. These little guys here, little fig trees, they look completely dead, but they're not. They've done really well. They're still alive. They'll go dormant now for the winter, and hopefully we get something when they come back. They're only little, but they do quite well here. This bed here is this is quite a large bed. And I had tomatoes in it and a little bit of spinach. And it's what you see. It did not do well at all. I mean, they got to a certain height and the summer just killed them. Didn't matter what we did. Didn't matter how much we watered them. Didn't matter what we put in the bed. They just weren't going to play ball this year. Just wasn't the year for them. So what I've got over here, as you can see all these pebble things, it's manure. And I think that's our goats. And I'll spread that out throughout this bed and another bed. And over here we have this spinach trying to grow through. What I'll do with that is I'm not leaving it there. I'm going to dig it out. I'll put it in a pot, let it continue growing. My daughter will use it for the guinea pigs and the rabbits. Yeah, so as you can see, I've got a couple of small little seedlings over there to start with. One's fallen over, but when the beds are ready, I'm going to start popping them in. I think I've got a bed nearly ready to put them in. But yeah, this is just destruction of summer heat, and it doesn't always happen like this every summer. This summer was just worse, I think, for me, for where we are. And in the previous summers, I've had abundance of tomatoes and I've had abundance of everything. But no, this summer wasn't going to be part of that. So that's okay. We'll just start again and start with our winter crops, and we'll work our way back to summer and see what happens. Okay, so not everything died this summer. Our fruit trees did really, really well. We had a lot of peaches, we had a lot of nectarines, mulberry tree, loaded, absolutely loaded. I would definitely grow more mulberry trees out here. It's definitely the climate for it. And a apple tree at the moment has no apples on it, but it is super green and it's doing really well. We'll go have a look at that one in a minute. So this is the apple tree that I was talking about. I'm pretty sure it's a pink lady. And this tree last year, I thought I was going to lose it. It produced tiny little apples, and then it just got really unhealthy looking. And I just didn't think it was going to make it through the summer. But it did. So we will see what happens with this apple tree as we go along. Okay. Over here we've got a bit of kale and some spinach in our tower. And that does quite well. They usually go quite big in there, and that will be for the guinea pigs and the rabbits this lot. So just going to let that go crazy. Have a little fig tree down here that come from Esperance. My sister sent it up from Esperance, and it was only a tiny clipping, and it's doing really well. Another one over here as well. So that one's doing really well as well. Okay, this is another garden bed. It's quite a long one. It's a little bit out of shape at the moment. It is actually in a really, really bad way. It did okay in the beginning of summer. It was really green. It had zucchinis, it had pumpkins in it, it had lots of different things, but this one, we got this really one hot day and it just absolutely killed everything. That's why you can see remnants of zucchini still sitting in there. It just killed them instantly. It burnt them. They were no good. So I'm going to compost them into this bed and pull the bed back into shape because it's a little out of shape, and see what we can get growing in there this time. So I'm not quite sure what I'm putting in this particular bed yet, but we'll find out. Look at this. This is in the mess, in absolute mess. I have a pumpkin plant growing, and it seems to be doing really nicely. But unfortunately, that won't last long because as soon as we have frost, that will die. It's strange. But so yeah, for me, time to clean up this area and get it all sorted and back to being a beautiful garden again. Well, thanks so much for joining us in the garden today, and we'll see you next time.